Everything is hooked. Let's start her up. Subscribe. This is Jackass Steve-O's not here. I'm throwing the Christmas tree out the window because the Primal MT is gonna take out the trash.
Alright, partner. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
Let me show you the setup. Of course, you have to have the front daytime running lights on, you know, just a safety thing. Make sure you guys have this on. Lower your insurance rates on your Primal MT. Don't forget to subscribe. We have it tied up to the back of the Primal MT. I'm using this hole already provided for us in this bumper. Of course, there's more ways than one to skin a cat or tie into a Christmas tree, but this is what we got. We got a couple huge wood screws screwed into the tree itself, you know, and then we have just rope going to the Primal MT. And now, let's get ready to drag this around. We got Safety Inspector, the Primal MT Beagle, on the job here. He's giving our hookups here a once over. You know, he's not on break, although he is in the union. He seems to be working pretty hard. We gotta make sure that we get his clearance before we pull any trees, because man, this could be a safety and health violation. It seems like he's doing a pretty thorough job. Primal MT Beagle is definitely inspecting the truck really well. He says the brakes are adequate, discs are good. Looks like he's just taking his lunch break. He walked off the job. Figures, union people. Everything is hooked. We have the safety inspection cleared. Let's start her up. Subscribe. Let's see if this is gonna be a first pull startup. Yeah, boy, yeah. You guys want to see a real one-to-one scale Baja? Well, this is the Subaru Baja. I was literally just driving along in my Prius over there, you know, and man, I came up on this 2003 Subaru Baja. Very cool car. Honestly, I always liked the Baja. I personally almost wound up buying one of these years ago, but they are fairly uncommon and unpopular. But look at the cool design. Got a roll cage in the back. It's got a roof rack. It says Baja on top of the roll cage area here. Man, it's just honestly a really nice package. What else do you need? You know, you don't always want a van. You don't always want a full SUV. You sometimes want a nice sedan with some cargo area. You still got all-wheel drive, which is a classic Subaru type of thing. This is kind of like the Subaru Outback or Forester. They're basically all similar in terms of drivetrain and engines, except the Baja is a really nice car. I personally always liked this type of design. I don't know why they're not more popular in America. I know Holden, which is a Australian car company, does manufacture a lot of models that look like this, which is basically kind of like a wagon with a little open area in the back and, you know, ample room for passengers. But here it is, guys. Subaru Baja, one-to-one scale. They do exist. I got another guitar. This one came with a subscribe sign. That's pretty weird. Anyways, you remember what happened last time I had a guitar in the show? Take a look at this. What's up, my gas and nitro gang? This is my 30cc Rovan Baja. This is the one that got me into fifth scale RC. Will this 30cc Rovan Baja be able to pull the tree? We're gonna have the same exact setup. I'm gonna tie to the back here. I'm gonna use some rope, gonna use some screws, gonna use a drill, and then we're gonna see if it actually works or not. The only concern I have is, yes, this RC here is actually much lighter than the 80-pound Primal MT. This is about 28 pounds. So when you're turning, there's gonna be a lot of mass moving the tree to the side. Let's put this tree in the back, see what it's got. We're gonna put some wood screws into the tree here. I got 2 wood screws in here. Now I'm just gonna secure it with this rope. This is what we got, guys. It's tied in. It's on the back of the Baja bumper here. It should be good to go. System is on, everything is active. Let's start her up. Today at the track, we're gonna be having the original OG Baja right over here. This is the 23cc model, not a clone. The original, real HPI Baja against my Rovan 30cc. Now, of course, I'm not saying it's against anything. This is always gonna be a classic. This one has a couple mods. Clearly, it has a nice Jet Pro pipe. This thing is actually one of the better upgrades you can do for a Baja. It has an aluminum upgraded shock tower brace here. It has shock guards. It has an upgraded fuel cap. It has a DDM air filter, and it has an upgraded Spectrum steering servo. There's a couple other upgrades on the chassis, but really, this is where it all started, guys. The original OG Baja. Maybe one day I will get one of these for my channel, but for now, let's just enjoy the privilege of seeing where it all started and how we ended up with this $400 30cc beast that I just pulled a Christmas tree with. This is the Rovan Baja Tree Edition. Let's start her up. I gotta say, one thing to be desired on Bajas is braking. These things need better brakes. That's why I'm really careful in the turns here, because any slip up and you can like hit anyone you're driving with. But you know, brakes on a two-wheel drive really don't get any better than this. So I got nothing bad to say about it, other than it needs front wheel brakes as well. The 3 edition Baja is doing pretty well. And now it's time for a Nitro Gang's diversification strategy. I'm not wearing this dumb looking shirt with no sleeves for no reason. We are going to be going into the electric territory. I have been seeing the writing on the wall for quite some time. That's why I've been trying to include a couple electrics in my videos here and there. Now Nitro is never going to be dead. Nitro Gang is never going to allow that. But just like any good market segmentation and diversification strategy, you have to make sure that you have your hands into the electric segment as well. And I am going to be dabbling in some electrics myself because it's probably the way of the future. The reality is, I'm going to show a picture here of my current top 10 videos, and guess what? The brushless Banggood buggy is #1 in views in the last day and 6 hours. Honestly, I'm very surprised. I now see the writing on the wall. This is just the way of the future. But don't you worry, we're never gonna get rid of nitros because I still have a whole bunch of work to do on this T-Max with an original, I think this is a, I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, it actually says 3.3. This is the one that I picked up in a lot with the Emax for 200 bucks. And this is gonna be a lot of work. So the Nitro Gang is always gonna be busy, guys. Don't you worry about that. My whole distaste for Arma used to be incorrect. Now, I did some research and it turns out my previous claim of them not making any nitros is actually still true. But they did have an association with nitros, and I think that in itself is acceptable. If you look at this picture right here, it says Habaco owns both Team Durango and Arma. They are a subsidiary of a UK company. Now, Habaco currently is out of business, no longer exists, but Team Durango and Arma were divisions of Habaco. That at least is some link to Nitro history. Team Durango is one of the most top-notch racing kits that you could possibly buy. Based on this alone, my claim of Arma having nothing to do with Nitro is still valid, but at least they were associated with a brand that did produce top-notch Nitro racing kits, and I think that in itself is probably good enough, and another reason why I decided to get an Arma just to test it out and to expand and conquer the electric territory. Tell me what you think of my decision. I know some of my dedicated Nitro Gang viewers like Nitro Mike and Norm are probably going to be a little bit upset at this, but you gotta diversify, just like the stock market. This is absolutely no different. RCs to me are an investment. They're fun, they're culture, they're art, they're pretty much everything I liked as a kid, and this is never gonna change. The only thing that's changing is I'm gonna have more of them now. See you later. Nitro World Order.
Nitro World Order. Nitro World Order.